Alright, no messing, no stressing, just chessing. We have the white pieces. We're going to go back to our trusty e4. Been playing the English recently and have plummeted down the ratings ranking. So we're just going to set up nice and solid in the centre here. Get our pieces developed, see what we can cook up. Knight f3, are you ever going to regret that? Probably not. It's just where this knight deserves to live. Not the same for knight on c3. Sometimes you want to bring out your c pawn beforehand. And so this is under attack. Sometimes I also like a little bit of c3 pawn action, just to really cement this in, which we might go for now, just to really make this bishop a bit of a dummy. It's a pawn move in exchange for some prophylaxis, which you might want to be a bit more active in the opening, but c'est la vie. Here we are. Fun fact, this is called the Geller system, what my opponent is playing. Monica and Ross Geller system. And we know they like to win, so let's see if we can't crack in to this fortress. I'm going to bring a rook in just because I want to prepare this. And that's... But I mean, there's no need to rush with this. We might do a little bit in the Ruy Lopez. Sometimes you get your knight here, here, and we might even do that because the game is very closed. No one's really making any mess here. We're going to take the time to bring our knight over here. It's a very funny looking maneuver, bringing the knight back here to f1. Do we really care about this? 1, 2, 2, 3. Yeah, we probably do. This maybe isn't even the best home for our bishop anyhow, so... But we also need a home for this bishop, so that's fine. That's a developing move that does the same thing of balancing out the defenders and the attackers on this side, so that's grand. If they want a big trade-off here, be my guest. We now have an open file for our rook. Probably want to get this rook off that diagonal anyway. And that can probably happen now-ish. Don't want to let slip and let their bishop come in, but I mean a rook on the c file. I can't not take it. Excuse me. That's a good move, but we also don't really need to defend this right now, so... Yeah, we can drop back here. They might even just take straight away here, which is interesting. But we've also unveiled another defender on this pawn. So it's really all up in the air. We still have our knight to come out here. Start causing a bit of havoc. This queen is a little pinned down. This queen, I should say. Well, not so much anymore. We did say we want to bring this knight out, so why not do it with a bit of purpose. I want to kick this bishop away, trade off, and then we've got 1 and 2, and then we've got 1, 2, fine, not that one. Interesting, very interesting. Listen, let's kick the bishop. There's no need to let it live in our quarters, and also we make a little luft for our king later on. Not such a bad outing. We're gonna see who is surplus to requirements here. Tempted to get our queen over here and start unsettling this queen side. This is ably defended, but kind of half and half. Other options. That is again a little bit passive. This is interesting. Pins the knight. Pairs this. They take, they take, they take. Nothing much. Nothing too crazy. Gonna do something a little funky, which is actually just this. We're kind of preparing this in a sense. Probably want to do this first. But I also don't really want to do that, because that gives the knight this square. A cagey battle. So right about now is where I've been blundering, throwing away the game. So if we could avoid that, that'd be champion. A lot of pressure coming down here, but I think we're going to do this. That does drop this pawn, but nothing. It's a bad move. Well, if they're not going to take, I'll take. And now we really don't need to be worried about this long diagonal, which is great. Pawns are a little flimsy, but that's okay. This will work for me. Keeps this fella a bit more at bay. Push here now becomes pretty interesting. Interesting and good, I think. A lot thrown together here. A lot of our resources pointed at these 4 squares, which is the center of the board, so good theoretical play from both of us. We did do this knight maneuver early on, but isn't this fella looking a little goofy here? Like, that's obviously no good, that's no good. Could push here a little. I think if it's either of these pawns we're looking to push, it's this one. Because it opens up our bishop. Which we would probably take first here. Because then we could potentially even just double take there. That's good. I think there's a chance that we, by pushing here, let's think about this for a second. Push here, take, take. Take. Anything we can take here. Queen takes, rook takes. Get a pawn here. It's interesting. Let's try it. Looking to end up with a rook on their 7th rank with a little bit of hoovering capabilities. This is one of those calculations where we might end up a pawn down here, but I'm hoping we do enough damage to their structure, enough damage to their psyche, that we're good in the hood. Taking here is quite mandatory, I would say. Cool. That's fine too. Taking here is tempting. Brings the queen up. And push, discover a check there, which I like. I I think that's gonna be that'll be worth the trade for me. It's okay. Should be able to make things a little awkward here. Hmm. Hmm. We're gonna do something funky. Gonna offer our 2 rooks for this queen. And this pawn, I guess. If not, we can... Like if the queen gets out of the way, we just take here. Maybe they'll take back with the rook, or the knight, I should say. Maybe they'll take back with the rook. Hit here with check. They're a little bit routed, I would say. There's a little bit easy avenues for us through the middle. We're on the front foot here. So let's see what we make of that. 4 minutes left for both sides. Aeons in the chess world. So yeah, they could get both of these rooks and this pawn for the queen, which I am backing myself with the queen and a knight to beat 2 rooks and a knight. Which they don't go for. They don't go for that trade. It's fine. We can do this. I'm thinking this. We're threatening this. Not so much. We're threatening a couple of things. As the dust settles, we're all square. This queen coming back here to defend is quite nice. The knight there is interesting. And we can do this. Very good. Ooh, our rook is under attack there. Oh, don't forget that. Okay. Bit of a bizarre move here, but I want to keep this knight pinned as much as possible. Also has the benefit of this. Has the drawback of the queen is now allowed into the back rank. But we did make that hidey hole for our king. So, hangs in the balance. I don't think anyone is sinking or swimming here just yet. Tempted to go knight in here. Well, the rook is defended. Okay. Suppose we will. Suppose we will. This is looking pretty drawish. We'll go with this. Just for the sneak attack here. This is also a good move. That's going to give us a rook. I don't mind at all. And the knight, actually. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Okay. A blunder at the end from our opponent, but we managed not to blunder ourselves, which is I'm okay. I'm okay for that. An interesting game. Let's have a quick look at the review and see how we got on. So, taking a quick look at the game review, not a terrible gameplay by either of us. I think we got 80 and 77 accuracy scores respectively from the computer. I won't zoom through some of these computer lines because they're a little bit dense. This one was just a kind of a blunder that we called out on the day or as we were making the move, because if they just take this bishop, queen has to take back, and when we drop this pawn, we kind of alluded to that, but I don't think we really had much compensation for that pawn. So that was just a blunder. They didn't take it, which was fine. Yada yada yada. Here we go. And jumping back here, once they drop the king back here, it's actually very hard to stop this knight eventually getting to this square. Given that it is defended, and it's going to be defended once it comes onto this e-file. So the fork that we ended up winning the game with, and they also have 3 pieces in the forking realm of this square. So a lot of things for them to do in very few moves. So once the king dropped back here, we actually could have jumped our knight in there. So interesting one is once there's our 3 pieces in the like forking vicinity, then it's almost like a tempo move. By threatening that fork, if 3 things are threatened and they've only got 2 moves to deal with it, or 1 move to deal with it, then you're going to win material. So we missed that, but obviously we kept that fork in the back of our minds, and a little bit of maneuvering and trading off here. So it's a dead draw here, but thankfully our opponent just misses the fork, which you might say like, oh, well, that's pretty lucky. Your opponent blundered and you win. A huge part of winning is not blundering and waiting for your opponent to blunder. And that sounds really easy and goofy, but like not blundering is not that easy. There are a ton of squares on the board that are a blunder every single move. So don't beat yourself up if your opponent blunders and you win, or like don't diminish your win if that happens. You won fair and square by not blundering. I think it was Savielli Tartakower that said the person who wins at chess is the person who makes the second to last blunder. They're absolutely going to happen. So yeah, don't diminish your wins if your opponent blunders and you manage to capitalize on that. You didn't blunder, or at least they didn't capitalize on your blunders. So well done. That is going to be all from me today, folks. I hope you enjoyed that. Feel free to stick around and subscribe for more chess content. And above all, have a great day and enjoy your chess. Cheers.